Welcome back, film fans. Today we're diving into Anora, Sean Baker's Palme d'Or winning masterpiece that got everyone talking.
And the Oscar goes to Anora, Sean Baker.
This isn't just a wild ride about a Brooklyn stripper marrying a Russian oligarch's son. It's a film where the devil is absolutely in the details. From the nuanced portrayal of Russians and Armenians to that gut punch of an ending. There is so much lurking beneath the surface. So grab a seat and let's unpack the subtle brilliance of Anora. Starting with its characters and ending with, well, that ending. If you haven't seen Anora yet, here's the gist. Annie, played by the incredible Mikey Madison, is a sex worker who gets swept up in a whirlwind romance with Vanya, the spoiled son of a Russian oligarch, played by Mark Edelstein. It's a classic rags to riches fantasy, until Vanya's parents send a crew of enforcers to annul their Vegas marriage. What follows is a chaos, comedy and heartbreak, all set against the vibrant backdrop of Bridgeton Beach, a Russian-American enclave in Brooklyn. But what makes this film stand out isn't just the plot, it's the meticulous way Baker paints his characters, especially the Russians and Armenians, with layers you might miss if you're not paying close attention. Let's start with the Russians. Vanya's a fascinating mess. He's loud, reckless, and lives for the moment, a walking stereotype of a spoiled rich kid. But let's look closer, and you'll see how Baker uses him to skewer a certain kind of masculinity. The guy who would rather play video games with a girl draped over him than face real responsibility. Then there's Igor, played by Yura Borisov, the quiet henchman who is anything but one-dimensional. He's Russian too, but he's not the brash caricature Vanya is. He's soulful, restrained, and carries the subtle weight of longing. And don't forget Vanya's parents, Nikolai and Galina, cold, calculating oligarchs who wield power like it's their second nature. Baker doesn't just make them evil Russians, he shows their cultural specificity, their disdain for Annie, rooted in class and status, not just nationality. It's in the little things, like Galina's icy delivery of Nikolai's unspoken authority, that you feel their world colliding with Annie's. Now the Armenians, Toros and Garnik, played by Karen Karagulian and Vojtech Masyan, are where things get even trickier. Toros is Vanya's godfather, an Orthodox priest and fixer rolled into one, while Garnix is his brother and muscle. They're not just henchmen, they're a bridge between the Russian elite and immigrant hustle of Bridgeton Beach. Baker sprinkles in these jabs, like Toros' chauvinistic rants or the way Garnik gripes in Armenian about wanting to go home, that hint at their outsider status among the Russians. Some viewers on X have pointed out recurring Armenian jokes, almost like the Russians see them as punching bags. It's not over the top, but it's there, woven into the dialogue and dynamics. It's a detail that could feel random, but it's deliberate. It shows the pecking order, the tension between these diaspora groups, and how they're all tangled up in the oligarch's orbit. That's the thing about Anora. The details are everywhere if you look for them. Take Annie's name. She's not explicitly Russian. Her name's Uzbek or Tajik, tied to her grandma, which Igor quietly clocks late in the film. It's a tiny moment, but it speaks volumes about identity and perception. Or how about the home invasion scene? It's 25 minutes of controlled chaos, shot over 10 days, where every glance, every stumble, builds the characters. Igor's shift from brute to protector isn't loud, it's in the eyes, his hesitations. Even the settings, like the real strip club or Tatiana Grill, even the settings feel alive, grounding the story in a way that's almost documentary-like. These aren't accidents, they're Baker's genius at work, making every frame feel home and specific. But let's talk about the ending. It's where these details crash together, and it's so subtle, it's almost maddening. After Vanya ditches her and the annulment's forced through, Annie's left with Igor in the car. She initiates sex. It's transactional at first, a thank you for him returning her ring, but then it turns raw, intimate. She breaks down sobbing, and the windshield wipers scream over the silence. What's happening here? Is it regret, betrayal, relief? Baker and Madison leave it open, And that's the brilliance. Borisov's Igor just lies there, supportive but silent. His feelings unspoken, but palpable. It's not a big dramatic payoff. It's small, messy, but real. Pulling that off is insanely hard. You've got to trust the audience to feel it, not spoon-fed them. The devil's in those details. The ring, the whispers, the way Annie's toughness cracks. It's a masterclass in subtlety that sticks with you long after the credits roll. So, Anora isn't just a wild story. It's a tapestry of tiny, deliberate choices. The Russians and Armenians aren't stereotypes. They're people caught in the clash of worlds, revealed through glances and throwaway lines. And that ending? It's proof that less can be so much more. So what did you think? Did the details hit you the same way? Drop your thoughts below. And if you loved this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more film deep dives. Until next time, keep watching closely, because the devil's always in the details.